Hello, hello. I'm Stephanie Matthews with magicalmothering.com and the Facebook group Manifest Your Wild Magical Dream Life. And today I am sharing about what fear is creating in your life. So I've been hosting I've been hosting the most amazing, powerful group since the beginning of the new year. And this group has women in it who are creating radical, amazing change in their lives. And something that came from this work, this transformational work that we're doing together, has really been about seeing and awakening to the fear, awakening to the self-sabotage, awakening to the choices. And so much of the work that we have done has really been not just about healing. We've done lots of healing. We've done lots of work around our old mindsets and belief systems. But the most amount of work that has been really elemental in creating huge action steps is acknowledging the fear. Because when we live life from the place of fear, the place of maybe being seen, when we live life from a place of not quite understanding what is driving us. So a lot of the women that I work with, either one-on-one or in groups, a lot of it is uncovering what is behind the choices that they're making. So this is happening in all of our lives, whether we are aware of our choices or not. So a big aspect of this is awakening to the choices. Are you making choices from a place of faith and trust, or are you making choices from fear and doubt? Now look at your life. Take just a moment to close your eyes if you're in a place that you can do that. Don't do it while driving, obviously. But if you're in a moment, to take a moment and just close your eyes and see your days, your last week. What is the feelings that are going on? What does the moment to moment, what do the relationships or the interactions or the relationships over the course of this past week really look and feel like? Are they filled with peace? Are they filled with joy? Are they filled with love? Are they filled with hurt or anger or yelling? And no matter where you are on that spectrum, I want to see if you can see whether the choices that are being made are made from a place of fear or if they're made from a place of purpose or desire or intimacy. And this is really the key. This is really, last week when I did the Facebook Live about drama, so many of just our lives, I mean, even unintentionally going through Facebook, how many times are you getting triggered through Facebook posts? How many times are you reacting to things out in the world and in the universe? This is so much of that fear-driven choices that we're making choices based on things that feel scary to us versus making choices from a place of knowing what we desire and a place of confidence and a place of trusting. This is really where the ultimate transformation happens, in this awareness. And I can say for sure that the women that have been working with me for the past 7 weeks are creating so much awareness in their lives that the transformations are just naturally happening now. They're almost able to see the choices and see what is going to happen from the choices that they're making before they even make the choices. And if not, very shortly after are they able to say, oh wow, that choice was a choice made from my fear self, or I was self-sabotaging again, or a lot of this is about creating awareness of what it is that you are deciding to choose, and allowing yourself the gift and the beauty of oftentimes stepping through the fear, stepping through what is so freaking scary and the whole reason behind our self-sabotage. Excuse me. So Loni says yes, and the opportunities are so much more visible. That's it. Like, before, I feel like the women in the group that I'm working with, before starting our work together, one of the biggest things that happened was so many of them felt stuck. And this is a conversation that I have with almost every single session, whether they work with me or not. This is the biggest thing about working with the women that I work with. They feel stuck in the current situation that they're in. They have a big vision, or they have a life that they desire. They know that there's magic in the world. They know that they have so much more that they could be offering to the world and giving. And yet they're depleted, they lack confidence in themselves, they feel like they're just a mom or just a wife, and they're run down. And I can say that after 7 weeks of working and doing the transformation, things are starting to change completely. They are no longer stuck. One of the women that is in the group, she has been stuck in her job for quite a number of years, and it was causing her a lot of anxiety. It was depleting all of her energy. And after this week, she decided to apply for a job completely out of her field, and they called her back and wanted to book an interview with her within 24 hours. And it broke open. It literally broke open her mindset about the fact that she was stuck in the current job that she was in, getting, the lack of fulfillment from it, the lack of passion, feeling depleted. And so I want to share that this is possible. But guess what? Even to get support, even to book a 15-minute session with me today, takes breaking out of that fear. So many of the women that I know are watching this Facebook Live would love to connect and would love to change and would love to shift out of, catapult. Whether your life is filled with peace and love and goodness, there's things that you want to catapult into, to give more, to be more in your purpose, to create more possibilities, right? To have better relationships. And so stepping through the fear right now and going to magicalmothering.com and booking a free 15-minute session with me is an amazing first step. I talked with the women in my group. I posted about this new moon that just happened. And this new moon almost awakened in a very intense and very personal and very body-oriented way of the fear that has been moving through us. And it's things like the new moon. It's things like spring equinox that is going to be coming. It is things like the snow and the wind and the cold that awaken our bodies to say, you are not just this thinking, feeling being, but you are a physical body, that every choice that you make creates a physical ripple throughout the universe. And every time we make a choice from fear, this is the ripple effect that we are putting out into the world. Every time we make a choice from self-sabotage, every time we make a choice from our addictions to alcohol, cigarettes, drugs, drama, every time we make a choice, this is the ripple effect that we are sending out to the universe of saying, more of that, please. These are what I am choosing, so more of that, please. The fear has to be acknowledged in order to break that cycle. And more importantly, new behaviors, hello, Anik, new behaviors need to be put into place so that we can break these cycles. Because I hear so many conversations, speaking of addiction, so many conversations around food, around diets and, MLM products and keto. And I mean, there's so much constant talk around food and diets and exercise and programs and you need this, you need that. No, what you really need to do is step out of the fear. The fear that you will be seen, the fear that you will be beautiful, the fear that you will actually have self-control, the fear that you will actually be in control of your own choices. So much of our energy and time and space is spent looking outside of ourselves for an answer instead of looking within ourselves at what is actually breaking the cycles, breaking us down, keeping us stagnant and stuck, keeping us making the choices that we look at and we go, why did I do that again? I don't want to do that anymore. I spoke with one woman, and I actually have a few other women that I'm working with right now that break and are breaking the habit of addiction to alcohol. And this is a really intense ritual and habit that has overtaken your ability to choose for yourself. And yet we need to implement new tools and new ways of thinking instead of picking up the glass of wine. Because guess what? Picking up the glass of wine is creating a ripple effect that this is how you're going to deal with life. This is how life is going to show up for you. When things get hard, guess what? Life is going to give you a bottle of wine. Instead of life is going to give you an opportunity to grow and expand and become who you need to become to literally manifest the wild, magical dream life that you know is possible. And maybe you don't know it's possible, but it's still a vision that you have. And guess what? That is your spirit. That is your soul who gave you that vision. That is why you came to this earth. And if you're not living out that vision, guess what? You start feeling lost. The fear consumes you. You get anxiety, depression, loneliness, feeling stuck. And when that happens, guess what? Life is not very sweet, is it? Life is very dulled. And this, to me, is not life. It's being the zombie, right? Letting fear make the choices. So I'd love for you to share what choices have fear been leading you to make in your life. If you want to go to the Facebook group, it is Manifest the Wild Magical Life. Or if you want to go to magicalmothering.com and book a free 15-minute session with me and let me know what fear has been doing to your choices. What choices have you been making from a place of fear rather than from a place of awakenedness, from understanding, and from the ultimate being confident of who and what you are? So I hope this was helpful today. I hope that it was able to awaken a little bit of what is no longer working so that you can step into a place of what is working. What do you need to do? What decision do you need to make right now? Because guess what? If you wait, another month's going to go by. So what decision do you need to make right now? Right now. Is now a good time? Yes. To make the shift out of fear and into being awakened. What awakened choice needs to happen? So I'm excited to hear from you, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you are going to do. Create a whole new post in the Facebook group and share with me what it is, what action you're going to do. And while you're at it, go to magicalmothering.com, book a free 15-minute session, and let's start the transformation happening now. All right, peace and blessings to you on this magical Tuesday, and I will talk to you very soon.